Hello, I'm Blake Carpenter, State Representative for District 81. Thank you for joining me today, and I just wanted to go over what items I have been working on here in our state's capital. I have been working on a total of 7 items, one of which has already become law last year. The others, I'm currently trying to help other representatives get these items through the process. The first item is House Bill 2539. This is qualifications for candidates seeking certain statewide offices. In this bill, that means that we are requiring you to at least be 18 years of age in order to run for any of the heads of state positions, so Secretary of State, or Insurance Commissioner, Attorney General, and various other offices like those. For the governor and lieutenant governor, in this bill, it is required that you have to live in the state of Kansas for 4 years before you can actually run for these statewide offices. The next bill is House Bill 2504, deals with advanced voting. And in this item, it addresses the issue that came up in Sedgwick County this last fall election. 23 people voted with advanced ballots, and on these advanced ballots, they did not add their signature to it because they were disabled. And so somebody else filled the ballot out for them and added their signature to it. But because the individual voter themselves did not sign the ballot, they were called into question by the county commission, who is the canvassing board for the Sedgwick County elections. So going forward, we're fixing not only that portion so that this does not occur again, but we're also making it in this bill to where all 105 counties have the exact same advanced ballot. The next bill is House Bill 2223. This is dealing with campaign finance reports, and if a candidate running for an elective office does not submit their finance report on the due date, they have 48 hours to submit their finance report before a $100 penalty fee goes into effect, and then every day after that is $50. This also applies to lobbyists and PACs. So now everybody is going to start being held more accountable for making sure that their finance reports are turned in on time. As of under statute right now, if I were to be a candidate running for office, the current penalties don't go into effect until like 14 days after the finance deadline. And so at this point, somebody could hold their finance report and then not submit it until after the election. And so I believe that constituents need to know who exactly is donating to these politicians, and so you can go through there and look to see if it's an organization that you don't support, and then you can make up your determination on who you think would best serve you in that office. The next bill is the Gadsden Flag Kansas license plate. This has about 35 sponsors currently, and it would allow individuals to put the traditional Gadsden flag with the rattlesnake that's wrapped in a coil, and it says "Don't tread on me" on the back of their car. For $40, you can add it to your vehicle if this bill were to pass. But it needs 500 people to sign on to it before they can actually produce this license plate. House Bill 2220 makes it so that the colleges cannot regulate how an individual carries their firearm on a college campus. So for instance, a lot of the college policies that we've been seeing of late are saying that you can't have a round in your chamber. Well, I think that that's up to the person who's carrying the firearm to determine their own proficiency with that firearm. HCR 5007 is a constitutional amendment that I have also gotten a lot of co-sponsors on and is currently sitting in Fed and State right now. This is also known as the TABOR, the Taxpayer Bill of Rights. And so what this would do is it would make it to where Kansas, the legislature, has to start living within its means. For instance, as of right now, the legislature has put property tax lids on local municipalities. And so they have to live within the rate of inflation. And if they want to go past that, they have to ask their voters. I think that the Kansas legislature should live by how it preaches. And so if we've done it to everybody else, we should do it to ourselves as well. So TABOR would allow us to make sure that we have a rainy day fund, and going forward, we'd be in a fiscally better position. And if any other fiscal crises popped up, we'd be ready for them. The last bill is House Bill 2391. It was passed last year and signed into law by the governor. This loophole basically made it to where anybody who got a DUI between 2006 and 2011 could never expunge it. But anybody who got a DUI before 2006 and after 2011 could expunge it. So what this bill did was it went back and it picked those individuals up and allowed them to where they eventually will be able to expunge their DUIs. And this came to me from a Derby resident, and I'm glad to say that we got this accomplished. Thank you, and please stay tuned.